Did you miss us? The driver's seat returns for a special end of season episode. It's been a couple seasons since Kait and I sat down and talked on the podcast, and we're excited for you to join us. John, take us to the intro.
It's a dangerous love affair.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Driver's Seat. I'm Kait Wallace, driver of the number 45 mini stock at Flamborough Speedway, and my co-host is...
Hey, I'm Megan, and I drive the number 97 Pure Stock at Flamborough Speedway.
I'm excited to be back co-hosting The Driver's Seat with Megan. It's been a couple years since we've done this, but I am excited to get back and showcase what the driver's seat, wow, what the driver's side is all about, and look forward to doing this full time in 2025.
I know since being on the True North Racing podcast, it's been a change of pace for myself, co-hosting with John, but I'm excited to reignite the driver's seat with all of you. Last time on the show, we did a surprise Christmas episode. Kait and I have grown lots since then, and we're excited to be back on the OG show.
On this episode, Meg and I will be recapping our entire 2024 season and look forward to having you join us in our long list of topics. Let's get into it.
Get into it.
Let's go.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Sure.
All right. Well, how did it feel during practice day? Yeah.
Easy. I didn't go to practice day. How about you?
Oh.
I don't remember what the heck went on. I just know I didn't go.
Oh, practice day was raining.
Did it?
Yeah, it was raining. And then
Okay.
John drove around on his golf cart telling everyone that they're canceling it, but since we were all here, we could go in and practice if we wanted to if the rain stopped.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yep. I got a few laps in. It was good. I don't remember much, but
That feels like an eternity ago, though.
I know. I feel like I should have made notes throughout the season on
hmm
like what happened every night and how things went.
hmm
But yeah, I all I remember is that it was raining because we were all Dale, my dad, and I were standing in our trailer watching it pour rain outside. And John's driving around on his golf cart being like, "Hey guys, if it stops raining, you guys can go on the track if it's dry. But I understand if you guys want to go home. I'm not going to charge anyone if you stay." So I was like, "All right, we're already here, so."
hmm I do remember that now. I don't think we intended on going, but I remember looking outside. I'm like, oh, it's like pouring rain anyways, so I guess that's okay. And then I saw that you guys had made a few laps, and I'm like, oh, I guess it kind of worked out for some of them, but
Yeah, I think
I don't think we meant.
yeah, we just took like people took their trucks out and stuff and did what they normally do on a race night and dry the track and stuff.
Mhm.
So
That was a rainy start to the year.
yeah, it was. But
But
we never ended up with a rain out. Oh, you guys did, I guess.
yeah.
I was off that weekend, but other than that, we just got to sit and wait for the rain to stop, and then we drive the track and go back out.
But what were your goals heading into this season?
Oh, well, if I'm going to be blatantly honest, I originally was deciding that 2 years ago I was third place in points, and then last year I was second, so I was like, let's go for first.
Mhm.
I was quickly humbled um, by the amount of fast drivers that were doing a full season. So it that ended up just turning out to be doing my best and working on bettering the car again and hitting better lap times and all that stuff. So I didn't really have a whole lot of goals once that came. I was kind of hoping for a future win,
Mhm.
But I think I'm still one hit wonder on that one. What about you? What were your goals going in the season?
I feel like mine was not like similar. Like I knew I had no shot at a championship, but it's like I knew I had a lot to overcome, and I my biggest goal was by the end of the season to be back where I was in 2021, like running with the pack and being competitive. That went out the window. Like it admittedly I took way too long to decide to start actually working on my mental health and my anxiety, and I started doing that in like the end of August. So, you know, it gave me no time, so it's like it ended up coming down to just small goals every week, and then the ultimate goal was just perfect attendance, just survive the year and
Yeah.
do that. So it's like I
I
achieved
mean,
that one. So
yeah. I mean, coming back from what you dealt with and everything isn't an easy feat. So even just getting back into a car, because your wreck was the last night of the race season. So it's not like you could just hop back in the car in the next week or get in a different car. It was like all right, well, that's done. See you
yeah.
next season. And then you got to sit in the winter and
And then I was off
dwell in it.
next year because we let my dad race. So it's like
Hmm.
and I didn't come back until September of 2023. So it's like it was oh my gosh, it's been wild, but I didn't do exactly what I wanted to do, and that's okay. There's next
That's
year.
all right. How are you feeling going into the first race of the season?
I was petrified. I do remember though, I was like really sick. Like I don't know if it was like a flu because I wasn't actually like throwing up or anything, but it was like
Of
that,
the
like,
type.
yeah, it was like, when you get that like head rush, almost like a head
Hmm.
high when you're sick, it's like that's what it was. And I remember going to Tim that night and I said, like, I'm really sick, like, but I'm trying to maintain perfect attendance. Like, basically, what do I need to do at the bare minimum to maintain this? And I made the mistake of telling him I felt drunk. And he's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be on the track then. So my first night, I didn't even really race. Like, I think I turned one lap in the first feature and parked it because I was sick. So yeah, I was feeling really sick.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember that now, actually.
Yeah, it was not fun. What about you, though?
Uh, excited. Um, Mainly excited because we got the good engine, a
Mm,
lot of work done on it last winter, and the car sounded pretty wicked. So I
yeah.
was excited to drive it, and we had good setup in it. But I was also quite nervous.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm always nervous going into a race. It's just my anxiety, but um. It's been a while, all winter since driving, so it's
Yeah.
like, shoot, do I even know how to drive a race car again? Even though I just did practice, but like, do I know how to drive?
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, once I was in there and actually on the track, the anxiety like dies pretty quickly. So it was just mainly excitement, but a little bit of nerves.
Hmm. That's pretty. I feel like that's typical for me. So I get
Yeah. I was
it.
gonna say, I feel like it's typical for quite a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that even I would not expect them to have those kind of nerves, and then they start talking to me about it, and I'm like, get out. Right? No one.
No, you're human.
like, like you'd be surprised what kind of drivers actually like. I think we all do it. I know my dad, and my brother, they get nervous peas, so throwing them under the bus there. I guess.
See that bus? Get under
Yeah,
it.
we all get it in some sort.
Oh, absolutely. I used to get that with dance. So all of a sudden, just before going on stage, it's like, I really gotta pee. It's like, well, you're going on in 2 seconds. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay, cool, cool,
it's
cool. Just gonna go dance on stage and hope I'm good.
exactly. Okay, next question. What was a highlight of yours during the season? Ew.
Hi, John. A highlight of mine during the season, I would say it was like 4 weeks into the season, and I had knocked out my personal best time again. I achieved my personal best, I think, mid last season, and then going into this season, I was obviously just wanting to keep knocking that down, and I'm pretty sure it was like 3 or 4 weeks in that we had got it down to the same, and then another week later we got it down again, lower, quicker, I guess, than the season before. So that was pretty fun. And then of course doing a bunch of like top threes and everything is a fun highlight. And then, I
Mhm.
mean, autograph night is also a really nice highlight. I like doing that. I like seeing all the kids and talking to people about it. And I mean, yeah, the kids are just adorable. They're so excited to like meet you and everything. And it's,
Right.
yeah. What about you?
Mm, the highlight of my own personal. I feel like when I talk about the highlights of this year, it has to do with like my dad and my brother and my sister and what they've done. It has nothing to do with me. So it's like if
What
I
is
had
your highlight, Meg?
literally my highlight, honestly, I think it would be kind of my turning point when it's like I went most of the year scratching, and it's like I know your dad always said stuff to me about how like only I won't say the word that he says, but
Yeah.
don't be scratching ultimately. And I just
Yeah.
remember being so scared. I had like a pretty decent starting spot, like not decent, I think it was like 12th, but
For your comfort zone, that
for
was pretty decent.
yeah, I'm like it was pretty good. And it's like I didn't want to do it. And I just remember like so many people telling me like take it, like don't scratch, stop doing this. And I kept telling everyone, yeah, yeah, okay. And it wasn't until I walked back to the trailer and my grandpa came over and he gave me the biggest hug and he started like getting really emotional, telling me that he really wants to see me do this, that he knows I can do it, he knows what I'm capable of, and he's like getting really sentimental about it and stuff. And that was kind of the turning point for me where it all clicked and I did it for him basically. And I
Yeah.
don't think I turned back other than one night when I had no choice because my car was
Not doing great.
yeah. So it's like I think that was my personal highlight. Like I'll never forget just that feeling and that whole thing. Like it was like I did it for my grandpa. I didn't
Yeah, yeah, it's a nice feeling to like have
even.
that emotional point where you just like hit the corner and you're like, I know what to do now.
Yeah,
And like you have the emotional support from everyone and you have your family, they're literally cheering you on and telling you how excited they are for you and everything. So,
yeah. It's like, and it felt really good after too. Like I was so scared. I was so scared of starting on the outside. Like Rachel and I, I'm not gonna lie, when we both scratched, if she started on the outside, or no, she started on the inside and I was on the outside, we do a little swap, and I would take the outside because she prefers the outside and I preferred the inside. And it's like that night I started on the outside and I was so scared. And I just remember one lap in, I'm like, this is so easy. Like, it's like it all came back to me. I'm like, I've done this before. What am I doing? Like, I
I know what
wasted
I'm
so
doing
much time.
here.
Literally, I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. It's like, I think I finished like 13th, but still, like, it felt so good. So it's like, I think that was my highlight.
That's a good highlight.
Yeah.
Um, Now to take it down from the highlight, what was your low light of the season?
Probably be my other breaking point. I remember being so, it was like earlier in the season. Well, it's probably mid-season. I just I had enough. Like I didn't know what to do anymore and I was so upset with myself. I was getting mad at everybody else on the track and I just remember sitting at the trailer crying and my dad came over and he asked me what what do you need? Like how can I help you? And I forget what exactly I said to him. I think I started crying and I'm like, I just want somebody to help me. And it was like something in my mind snapped. And I was like, nobody can help me. Nobody can hold my hand. Nobody can walk me through this. I need to just suck it up and I need to do this because I know what I'm doing. And that was the other turning point. It's like it was a really low spot for me. Like it was, I haven't felt like that at the track in a long time. So it's like, I guess it's kind of a highlight, but like
At the same
it
time,
was,
yeah.
yeah, like it was that bottom, like I was rock bottom that night. So I'd say that night it was
Yeah,
heart wrenching for me.
that's fair.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
What about you?
Uh, can I have multiple lowlights? Because
I can make a list.
um, well, the first half of the season was great, and
Hmm.
then some nonsense started happening. And it destroyed a lot of parts of my car,
Hmm.
and a rim, cut a tire, a lot of door panel issues. And then it, my like my turning point, but like the opposite type turning point, like going from good to bad, was the night that I got spun out going into turn one, and the poor little rookie Riley
Hmm.
had literally nowhere to go but inside my car.
Yeah.
So he hit me like literally square on. I don't think it could be any more square. Um, I didn't think it was that hard of a hit. I came off, I mean, I had some actions on the track till I got
Hmm.
kicked off the track. Um, but I came off, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that hard of a hit. Like the damage is just because the angle he hit me at. And then
Hmm.
watching the video, I was like, that's a little bit hard of a hit. And then
Hmm.
seeing photos like Derek Smith posted a photo, like my front wheels are off the ground. I'm like, okay, maybe that was a quite a bit harder than I thought.
Yeah.
And the week-long headache was probably a small concussion, but it's fine.
It's okay. We're here.
But like after that, my car was never the same.
Hmm.
So the week later, we snapped the crankshaft. When that happened, that also just set a whole spiral of things going south, starting with the spline connecting to my engine to the transmission. It bent a little, like the literally littlest bit, and it was making a big issue. So we switched the transmission, thought it was going great, but the car, I knew it was off, but I couldn't describe what it was doing without it sounding like just some basic things that isn't a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, it took until Frostfest for the engine to actually blow up to be able to be like, ah, that is what's wrong. That's why. But I mean, yeah, that turning point of when I got wrecked and then hit because the kid had nowhere to go, it was the low light turning point for me. But I mean,
Hmm.
you can't always have all good memories. Racing always comes with some negative ones. So, uh,
Unfortunately.
yeah. I mean, it's not fun.
Hmm.
But I mean, I guess it wouldn't be racing if there wasn't.
Yeah. As I say, it's kind of the, like, I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's ultimately what we do as race car drivers.
Yeah, we're playing a really stupid game most of the time, and so we are winning a lot of stupid prizes.
But like it's fun, and when you do win the good prize, it's
There's the odd
awesome.
good prize.
We're usually just
Just gotta
losing money.
hope. Yeah, yeah. Oh, always losing money.
But like the
Never winning the money.
right? Like the stories that we'll have when we're old. Like
Yep. Back in my day, I was driving a stock car at Flamborough Speedway. I was getting wrecked.
yeah.
Blowing engines up left, right, and center. Spending all my dad's money.
yeah. Oh god. Um so I guess we kind of talked about not really talked about it, but Mother Nature this year. How did you
Yeah,
feel
we kind of
about
touched
Mother
on that.
Nature?
Um, she was a mother.
Yeah.
Keeping it PG here. Um, it she had so many times where you look at the radar and there's no freaking way we're racing. And then there's nothing. No rain, nothing. Or we look and say, oh, it's beautiful. And we get to the racetrack and suddenly there's dark clouds showing up and it's pouring
Yeah.
for 30 minutes. And it's like, okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go drive the track. Pure stocks, get on the track, run some laps.
Literally.
Uh, what are your thoughts on lovely Mother Nature this season?
I wasn't a big fan of her for like a few reasons. I don't know. I had like a love-hate relationship. Like the nights that I really wanted the rain out because I just wanted a break.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so sure looking at the radar, I'm like, we're not racing tonight. Like, we're gonna go, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna wait for them to call it. And we ended up racing. We ended up getting a whole program in, and of course I was happy after that. But like, oh my gosh, it's like I feel like we sat in the rain waiting for it to stop more than we didn't. Like,
Yeah,
but yet it's like I think we had one, I don't know if you guys would have been there that weekend. I know we had one rain out like very early into the season and
I
then
think it
one.
was like the second weekend, and I was
Yeah.
like mini stocks already had a night off because let's throw it in at the beginning of the season.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
we weren't racing, and I remember seeing you guys post like, "Oh, it's rained out." I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like the night I'm not there, it rains
Yeah.
out.
Right. I think it did it another night too, because I was up north and because we weren't racing, obviously.
Oh yeah,
And
because
that one got
Rach and I, yeah, you're up north, so you didn't get to join us because we were all
Mhm.
going to that Paris night market, and we were very sad.
Right, because that was when there was that like tornado thing, and I was like
Yeah,
watching where you guys were, and I'm like, oh my God.
yeah. There's like a little funnel cloud in Brantford, and actually, a friend of mine from high school, I saw her Snapchat story of it, and she's like right beside it almost. It was sketchy. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen one in person, so that was a cool experience, but
Mhm.
at least you were up north enjoying your time camping. We're all sitting in the wide open field with a bunch of tent markets and thinking, huh, how's this gonna go?
Literally, I kept like checking. I'm like, they're still good, right? Like, oh
Rach
my
and I kept
God.
being like, hey, we good? How's it
You still
going?
alive? It's like, then what was the other? Oh, championship night. I feel like that one was
Oh,
controversial. Like,
that was the
oh my God.
worst night ever. I mean, for me, great.
Right.
I very well was going to lose my positioning, but um, for pure stocks, oof, that
Yeah.
was not fair.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, that
that
was
was,
sad. I mean, whatever.
yeah.
Can't do anything, but it would have been really cool to see them battle it out one more time, see
Mhm.
how much of a difference it was going to make.
Yeah.
And then I think what was it? Super stocks or CVMs or both? No, late
Mm,
models, I think, and CVMs. Late models and CVMs were both like 1 point apart from first and second as well.
yeah. It's like
Ish.
I almost wish they had a rain date for the next day just for championship night because like that's a big night. And there was a lot of close battles that I would have enjoyed to see continue, but like at the same time I was like, okay, the season's done now. My car's in peace. I don't have to worry about one more because like I don't want to say I'm scarred from championship nights, but like I've been in
Yeah.
two championship nights and both times my car left the track on a flatbed. So I fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
last year it was for a flat tire. Like I don't know why they chose to put me on a flatbed for that. There was no
The
need.
dramatics.
Help that Chase finished third and he was in victory lane and I was so excited. I was in the infield. That was the night that I got out and I ran to him with my helmet and everything on.
Oh yeah, I
I
remember the
just remember
video.
coming back and they're like, "Is your car okay?" I'm like, "Ah, it's got a flat tire." And I came back and they were loading it on the flatbed. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well,
Cool, cool,
I
cool, cool,
guess if I
cool.
would have been here, it would have been different." But I bailed.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't super upset that championship night had rained out. I still ended up going on the track because Matt Young and like a whole bunch of the Pure
Mm.
Stock guys were all camping, and Carl and all that, not just Pure Stock guys, but
Hmm.
they were all camping. So Dale and I went and visited them, and we spent a couple hours there. And it sadly did not end up raining till like 7, I think, and then it was like a mist, and
Oh.
then it was done again. And like people were hot lapping their late models. Like I think it was Blair Wickett was hot lapping his late model for
Mm.
like 20 laps while we were sitting in the campsite. And I'm like, could have raced. Not
Yeah.
sad though, because I was really done with my race car at the time. So,
I was begging
but
for a break, so I was kind of okay. And I knew we still
yeah,
had Oktoberfest coming, so it wasn't the end of my season.
no, it was just the end of the points.
Yeah.
But speaking of begging for a break, we did not have a whole lot of off weekends this season. And how did that play into your season planning with the race car?
Well, I feel like I drove like a baby most nights because of that. Like the anxiety didn't help, but like I knew that we needed perfect attendance and I knew that we had 4 cars on the track and I knew that if I wrecked my car, there was a good chance that it wasn't getting fixed in time. So
Yeah.
it's like not having those weekends off. It it was really I don't know, like I drove a lot more cautious. I feel like a lot of us did in the Pierce. Well, I can't say a lot of us, but I feel like most of us drove cautious this year, knowing that like we don't have that extra time off to go and fix cars and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard. Like I skipped out on a lot of family events too, which really upset a lot of people. But no, it
Race
happened.
cars.
Yeah. What about you?
Um, I wasn't a fan of only having 3 weekends off, and the first one was the second weekend. That was aggravating.
Yeah.
Um, the whole point of, in my opinion, the whole point of nights off is to kind of break up the season, break up the tension, break up the drama, help with fixing a race car, like
Yeah.
giving us breaks, and we did not really get the breaks. And so literally by the end of the season, I was so sick of my race car. I mean, the last half of the season for me wasn't great with the engine and the race car and everything, and then not having or having one off night that whole last half just made it even worse because I'm like, I hate this stupid car. I don't want anything to do with it. It's frustrating me. I don't understand what's going wrong. And like, we didn't have time to sit and tinker through things and
Mhm.
everything. Like, when we broke the crankshaft, we had to race the next weekend. So I pulled my backup car out. That was a
Mhm.
disaster. I think we blew the head gasket on that engine, but it was putting water in the oil where it should be. So
Yeah.
then we luckily got another crankshaft put into my good engine, but a valve spring was broken, so
Mhm.
had to change the head the day of racing, and then ended up getting the valve spring fixed and put the other head back on for the third weekend, and it's still not going well. And so when we got the crankshaft, we just like got some guy like a engine builder in Caledonia to put it together so that we had it because Toonie was busy and
Mhm.
we didn't want to bug him, and it he's semi-retired if not fully retired of engine building, so
Right.
it's it's a lot to ask out of him
Yeah.
mid-race season, be like, hey, can you throw this together please? So we just went to uh in Caledonia, and when we got it back we just threw the head and the block back together, and so we didn't really see the engine. I'm pretty sure something was bent inside, and that's what caused the whole situation on Frostpass. But
Mhm.
yeah, so I think More nights off is better.
Yeah.
It also saves people's sanity.
Yeah. See, I think it was last year we had one weekend off every month, and
Yeah,
it was still like a long race season. But it was still good because it's like it's not that you don't love racing, but like you
it's
still kind of
taxing.
look forward to that break. Like
Yeah.
so it's like I personally think one weekend every month off is perfect. Like that's the perfect race season for me.
Yeah, like we're
It's like
racing April, end of April, beginning of May, all the way to beginning of October.
yeah.
Like that's long. And so doing one night a month is wicked. It gives you
Hmm.
that time, like your mental, you can just relax. You can have family events. You can
Hmm.
fix your race car that's probably broken or
Yeah.
fill your wallet back up with money that you kept
Yeah.
forking out. So,
It's like, and like you said, like the sanity, like I felt like I was going insane because for Pure Stocks, our first weekend off was mid-July. And then
hmm
the next one was the weekend before championship night.
hmm
So like even that beginning of the season, like getting up to that first weekend off in July, I felt like I was going absolutely insane. Like, oh my gosh. Like I love racing, but
Well, that's it. Like people think like, oh, you're complaining because you don't want to race. Why don't you
hmm,
just not race? And it's not that. It's like,
no.
ow, she bit me. Sorry. Cats. Um, I love racing, but like it's just it is a lot. It's a very big sport and very taxing on your body and your brain and your wallet.
Hmm.
So like having those breaks is I think almost detrimental
Hmm.
because you need that weekend where you just sit back and be like, I can breathe. I don't have to stress about, do we have all this in the trailer? Do we need any spare parts? Is this working right? Do we need to change this setup? Do we need to try this? Are these tires okay? Do we need new
Hmm.
tires? Like, there's so much that you have to think about, and it's exhausting.
Yeah. It's like especially when you are going for that full season, like which is also crazy because I just talked to my dad about it, and he was talking about how when he was racing back in like the 90s, there were no weekends off, like at all. Like if he was running, like he was running for a championship the one year, and he turned down being the best man in his friend's wedding because he was in contentions, and he said like there was like they were scheduled every weekend, and I'm like that's just like I guess
A
things were
lot.
deeper then, but like that's that's a lot. Like, but then it was weird because by the end of the season, I think the first couple off weekends, I had something to do on the Saturday. And I found that the first weekend that I had nothing to do on the Saturday, I got anxiety
hmm
because I had nothing to do. And I'm like, there's this void that needs to be filled now. Like, I don't know. Like, it was so weird. I'm like, my God, I can't make myself happy.
Can't win with this, can't win with that.
Oh my gosh. Racing, man, it does things to you.
Yep. Yeah, it does.
Toxic
Yeah.
relationship.
The most toxic, if I must say.
I'm gonna keep coming back.
Oh
But
yeah. Like the definition of a toxic gaslighting relationship. I'm still coming back. I ain't going anywhere. I will fix it. But it bites me quite a lot.
uh-huh. Like I leave, I go to bed crying a lot because of it. Not a lot, I'm kidding.
I could
Like,
have been crying every night. Now, I think you guys had your cars in quite a few events during the summer, no?
we did a few, yeah. We did I think it was more so just the end of the season. I did two touch of trucks. We did one in Jarvis with my sponsor McTeer Water.
hmm
And then actually my work does a caring together event for like the week, and our event for my work was we did a little touch a truck event, so I got to bring my car out there. So that one was really cool because like a bunch of the kids from work got to see my car and like they still talk about it. It's so funny. It's like my old preschool kids are in kindergarten now and they'll come up and they're like, Megan, remember when I got to see your race car? I really love your race car. I'm like,
Oh, that's so cute.
that was it was really cool. Like, and we're gonna do a few more couple Santa Claus parades and actually we're doing this fueling kindness event in December with Kate.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're gonna do like we're gonna take Rachel's car and do a like fill the race car type thing where you can fill it with donations of like toys, food, and feminine hygiene products.
Oh,
So that was gonna be cool.
that's cool. I like stuff like that. That's
Uh-huh.
always nice to be a part of.
Hmm. Did you had your car in Motorama, right?
Yeah, I had my backup car there. Lucky thing about having a backup car.
Yeah.
And it wasn't used last year at all. I didn't need it, so it was in impeccable condition.
Mhm.
So, actually, its roof is now signed by the Rust Brothers. That made my entire weekend. That was so cool. That was one of the bonuses about being like part of the show is I was there really early, and so they were there, and like not a lot of people are around yet because no one was allowed in. So it was really cool to be able to like meet them and get photos with them, and like I saw them arrive with their car, so that was cool. And
Mhm.
yeah, that was quite the experience. That was exhausting though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of socialization and a lot of long days just sitting there because we
Yeah.
wanted to be there the whole time
Hmm.
and like meet people and like show the support for the car and everything and talk about it when people had questions instead of just leaving it there. So I had the days off work and my parents and I spent every night in Toronto. And then Dale drove up every day pretty much. And then yeah, it was fun. It was a cool experience. It's nice to have that checked off my bucket list
Yeah.
before my racing career is over. So yeah. And that was the whole thing. It's like my dad's like, like, we've talked about it, and so you want to have it's be part of something you can say you did with your race car. Like I was at the Motorama show in 2024 and showed my race car and it was really cool. And so it's just one of those fun things to have on a bucket list and support your racetrack at a big event and everything. So
It's like one of those engagement opportunities. Like
yeah,
it's fun.
yeah, it's like Dairy Queen Miracle Treat Day. It's
Mm-hmm.
like my
Right.
favorite thing.
Yeah.
Um, I that was how I got my sponsor with Dairy Queen actually is I was there for my project Dragonfly
Mhm.
and the mental health awareness thing. And I met the Dairy Queen owner. And so then that's how I worked out a deal and ended up getting a sponsor with him. And then he's been a sponsor with mine for 4 years now, I'm pretty sure. And so it's fun bringing out my car every year at Miracle Treat Day and all the little kids getting their blizzards. They're so excited. And then you see a race car and so they come running over and most of them are brave enough to let me put them in their car. And some of them are too scared to sit in my car, so but
Mhm.
they like to stand beside it and get photos still. So
Yeah. That's cute. I love that.
little kids are adorable.
Right? Oh my gosh. I love
I
that.
think we touched on everything else and talked about championship night pretty much, or
Hmm.
the lack thereof.
Yeah.
I
What was
guess we didn't really talk about Frostfest for you.
no. No. Well, I don't know. Frostfest. This was the first year that I actually did Frostfest. And like, I don't know. I by the end of the year I was running like not amazing lap times. It's like the like really fast lap times are like 19:1, 19:0, and I was running 19:4s, which was like still way faster than I was at the beginning of the year. But it's like I felt so good and I'm like, you know what? I'm making it into the A main. Yeah, no. I there was like 50 pier stocks that showed up and 30
Yeah, that was a
making into the
ridiculous
show.
number.
Like it was crazy. And I'm like, I'm a regular here. No, okay. These guys
No.
are fast. Like I
Yeah.
think it was for pure stocks, the top 15 or 20 in qualifying. I think their slowest lap time was like a 19.2 or 19.3. Like like it was stupid fast. So I'm like, there was no chance I was making it. And then, but it's like it was still, I don't know. I guess I can't say it was a good night. I sat there and I cried watching it.
Oh.
Like I don't know why Frostfest gives me so much anxiety. And as soon as they announced my dad and my brother's name, I just started bawling. Like I remember
Well, there's a
dropping.
lot going on.
It was. It's like I felt bad because I remember dropping to the ground crying, and you came over and gave me a hug, and I'm like, I feel so dumb right now. Like I'm like,
Like
this is
anxiety on a normal night's ridiculous. Never mind having to watch your family in a race with like 30 pair stocks.
yeah.
Like it's a lot, so it's totally warranted.
It's like, and I
But
feel like Frostfest has I don't know, it not a tendency, but like it can be a wreck fest. Like,
it's one of the last races of the season, so people don't give a shit because
yeah, yeah,
don't care.
yeah. Uh,
But
yeah, it's like a lot of adrenaline, but a lot of anxiety, and I'm setting my goals bigger for next year, like all around, like for the whole season and for Frostfest. Like I'm making the A main. Don't quote me though. Like, we're gonna try though.
I'm making the A main, but don't quote me though.
Cut that out.
We're gonna quote it. I hope you know that.
I know it.
Next Frostfest, Meg's in the B main. Meg, we quoted you.
Make like one of those posters where like someone's running for president. Megan Mitchell making the A main.
Have it at the fence when you're qualifying. Megan Mitchell for A main. Completely distracts Meg. She doesn't qualify very well. Well, sorry.
Sucks too, because like, oh my gosh, I played myself and I really messed up my practice laps, and it put me into a slower qualifying group. And my brainiac idea was like, oh, I can't go too fast because like then I'm gonna catch up to them because they're slower, and it's gonna slow me down. Meanwhile, I'm just slowing myself down and made myself do really bad lap times. Like I hate group qualifying. Like ugh, just do just do heats. Like
My first group qualifying, going into turn one, I spun myself out in the grass. It's very embarrassing.
that's not fun.
No, no, it wasn't. And then I never did a Frostfest again until I started dating Dale. I was traumatized. I ended up making the A main that year though because someone got kicked out of the track, so I was the bubble car.
Well, there you go. It
Or
counts.
else me and the grass field are just chilling out.
Oh man. Yeah,
All right.
fun.
Yeah, Frostfest is a blast. Um, we're gonna take a break for a moment, and when we come back, Meg and I are going to be playing the checkers or wreckers.
Yay.
Welcome everyone to Checkers or Wreckers, the game where quick thinking and fast answers can make or break your day. Today we have both Kate and Megan ready to battle it out for the win. Alright ladies, here's how it works. Each of you will have to answer 5 questions within 1 minute. The one who gets the most correct answers wins. If there's a tie after all 5 questions, we'll get a sudden death for the ultimate tiebreaker. Ladies, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Kate, you're going to be up first here. We got 5 questions for you. Are you ready to tackle these hard-hitting questions?
No. I mean,
All right.
yes, definitely. 100%.
All right.
Yep.
As you know, the timer starts after the first question is asked. What year did Megan get her first win?
2021.
Who won the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series? Who's the champion?
Ryan Blaney.
NASCAR has raced in Canada. Where did the Cup Series visit in 1952?
Is it Ontario? Is it in Ontario?
It is in Ontario, but I'm not
Is
going
it
to give you any more.
Cuba?
Nope. We're going to go off to the question 4 here. When did Jomo Media first start?
2020?
And the last one, how many drivers did Jomo Media have in 2024?
I don't know.
And timer is up.
I started off so strong.
Well,
I had hope. It was ripped out of my hands.
I guess we're going to see how well Megan does and see if she's able to...
God.
We're going to see, all right? So we're going to get going here in just a second. Once I get back to my timer, reset it. All right. When did the driver's seat first air?
Like specific?
Just looking for a year.
2021.
What year did Kate get her first mini stock win?
2022.
Where did the NASCAR Xfinity then Nationwide Series compete in Canada?
Hugo.
When did the True North Racing podcast release their first show?
November 2020. I think.
NASCAR raced an exhibition race outside of North America. Where was it?
Mexico. I don't know.
Mexico.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you the bonus question to see if you can actually know, because I'm not going to give the bonus question because actually, no, I do have to give the bonus question. Oh boy. Both of you guys scored three points in this round.
So do we both answer the bonus question? How does that work?
No. Yeah. So yeah, you both got 3. So as soon as I see it, the first hand to go up. Actually, you know what? Yeah, first hand to go up. I was gonna say put both your hands up. First one to put their hand down. First one to put their hands up. As long as you know this answer. And the question is, what is my favorite drink? Megan?
Dr. Pepper. What kind of a question is that?
I promised they were gonna be easy.
That's fair.
I beg to differ. 2 of those were impossible. I was not born into a racing family, man. I was a dancer and horseback rider. I started racing at 16. And I have not learned all the knowledge.
You asked
Still in
me
the 50s, I have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
We're lucky for you guys. We're going to go back through the answers here. Kate's, what year did Megan get her first win? 2021. That is correct. Who won the 23 Cup Series? Who was the 2023 Cup Series champion? Ryan Blaney, because we know that's your favorite driver. NASCAR is racing Canada. The Cup Series visited in 1952 in Niagara Falls, Ontario?
What?
Where?
Stamford Park. It is now actually a residential area, but it was a dirt track for I think it was 1930 to 1953, and it closed a year after the Cup Series visited. But that was the first official uh, Cup Series race outside of the United States.
Did not know that.
Nope.
Um, Joe
Was
Media
not there.
started in 2020. We had 57 drivers in 2024 with Joe Media Promotions.
I was gonna say 52. I knew it was over 50.
For
I had
Megan,
no guesses. Nada.
the driver's seat first aired in 2021. What year did Kate get her first win in mini stock? And that was 2022. And I think that was Labor Day weekend, was it not? As well for that?
Uh-huh. It
There,
was the day
Kate?
after my mom's birthday.
What a birthday present.
September 3rd.
The NASCAR Xfinity, then Nationwide Series, competed in Montreal for a number of years. I
You
got to go
stole
to
my
one of
answer,
those.
Meg.
The True North Racing Podcast aired their first show in November of 2020. And then NASCAR Race and Exhibition Race outside of North America. And Mexico is North America, by the way. But it was Japan.
Nobody said I was good at geography.
So, you guys,
The one time I went to say I'm not good at geography, I said geometry, and I was like,
I-
well, I'm not good at that either, but
Almost said that. No, wait, that's not it.
so with that being said, though, because Megan was able to guess my favorite drink first, she is this week's Checkers or Wreckers win. She takes home the Checkers. Unfortunately, for Kate, she is the Wrecker.
can I say, hey, I do that a lot, okay? I wanted a different one. I'm too used to the records. Can I sign a protest sheet?
You each got the
That
same
engine torn
questions.
apart.
What do you want to
Meg's
protest?
cheating. I'll give you $100. Find the cheat.
Take her to the tech shed. Let's go.
Oh boy. All right, I'm piecing out of here once again. Ladies, we'll see you guys at the end of the show.
Okay.
Um,
Now what?
so Meg, what's your plans for the off season?
Relax. I actually do need to switch my number. Not switch my number, but I don't like how small my number is. I need to fix it. So, I'm doing that. And other than that, I would like to just relax and do stuff with people, but I don't know. It's gonna be busy.
Socializing.
Yeah, right? Like
Yikes.
that's scary.
No, not for me. Not for me.
Like I'll take our Starbucks dates and stuff, like,
Yep.
but like, I don't know, man. Like we do have
People.
those couple events planned, the parades and the little events, but I don't know. I just want to take a break from racing and not think about it for a little while. What about you?
Yeah, that. Um, relaxing, doing nothing, because I
Mm.
am saving money to buy a house, and houses are expensive.
Yeah.
So, no nails for this lady, but I'll still go for $7. Um, yeah, I still don't know what next year's bringing, so
Mhm.
I don't really have any plans regarding my race car at the moment. Just gonna work, relax, play some video games maybe. Cuddle my kitty. She likes cuddles, so take that. Uh, Watching Yellowstone because it came back out. And what was I gonna say? Hockey.
Mm, that is fair.
So, yeah, just relaxing, enjoying my time, not stressing out about the race car and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's just it's an off season and it feels
Uh-huh.
weird not racing, but at the same time it feels great to
Yeah.
have time off and relax.
Hmm. I have the time off now, but I have nothing to do with it. So
I got two besties, Megan and Rach. Got John, my coworkers. Got Dale, but he lives with me, so he's stuck with me. Um, Other than that, no friends over here, so don't have to worry about getting invited to a bunch of places because stressful. Too stressful for Kate, so like my bed, my blankets, my house,
do everything we can't do in race season, which is
sleep.
relax, basically.
Nothing.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be very eventful, but that's
I
okay.
mean, I was gonna say, compared to racing, I feel like not eventful is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, we'd like to sorry, let me clear that out. We'd like to say a big thank you to Jay from Peps Pro Painting for being this week's sponsor. Love you. You're a great guy. Much appreciated. Um, but we want to thank John and Jomo Media Promotions for bringing us back, the bringing this week's episode, allowing us to do this again. I look forward to a full season of the driver's seat in 2025.
It's been a blast getting back in the driver's seat and I look forward to 2025 for a brand new season. Enjoy the off season and make sure you follow Jomo Media and Promotions on all social media platforms and follow the driver's seat on all major podcast platforms, now including YouTube this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy the off season and we'll see you in 2025.
See ya.
Bye.